Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is JupiterJames and this is Astro Motivation, where I awaken the astrologer within you. You know, I really do feel that before a time of iPhones and iPads and I this and I that, we were a culture and a society that were better able to look up at the stars and understand exactly what the universe wanted from us. And it is with that language that we were able to decipher our birth charts and see exactly where our dreams were and how to get them. And so if that sounds good to you, let's get into it. Today we're going to get into Saturn in the 7th house. Now this is a very karmic placement when it comes to how you deal with others in your marriage and the restrictions within that. You know, this could be a very tough placement for someone who yearns to be in a relationship, but for some reason it just doesn't work out, or it's just not happening as quickly or as easily as they would like, okay? And so with that being said, before we go ahead and really dive deep into this aspect, let's go ahead and separate the aspects. That way we are able to do more with the information we've been given, and we're not just confined to Saturn in the 7th house, you know? That way when we see Saturn out in the world and in other people's birth charts, we can go, okay, JupiterJames said Saturn did this and meant that. And when we see 7th house playing out in the world, we can go, okay, he also said that 7th house did this and 7th house means that. And now we can take both of those individual analyses and go and play with them and figure them out in different areas of the birth chart and in other people's birth charts and apply them where they may. Okay, that way we are able to read the language of the stars and have the language of the stars, okay? So with that being said, for me as an astrologer, Saturn is always going to point me in the direction of what this soul, what this individual is here to learn in this life. What is the biggest thing that this soul needs to develop and cultivate within their personality and within their soul before they leave the planet, you know, in order to ascend to higher realms and to move on and progress on the karmic wheel. What do they need to learn in this life? You know, what will satisfy the universe in this life when they learn it? And so initially it'll be the thing that is restricted to them. You know, it's gonna be that area of life that is very hard, that is easy for other people, and you see other people doing it, but for some reason you can't access it. For some reason it's so hard for you, or it's just not happening for you. Whether you try, whether you don't try, it's just divine intervention. That's something, there's a block there. You know, there's a karmic block there, and usually that blockage is there, that challenge is there, so that it rings the alarm within you to go, okay, there's something going on, there's something that I'm doing or not doing that I need to do in order to make this area of my life more successful. And that's where Saturn is going to be placed and indicated, all right? Wherever it is placed in the birth chart is going to show me, okay, that's the thing that you need to work on and do or activate so that you open your life up more. Now, between the ages of 28 and 30 and sometimes 35, depending on the sign that you are, you're gonna find that that period of life is going to be like the great upset, the great, like everything just comes and hits you on the head, and you can't do or progress in life further in a healthy way, in a healthy manner, unless you address this area of your life. That is your Saturn return, is that it's like, it's gonna be like the great metaphorical SAT, where it's time to turn in your lessons. It's time for you to learn the lessons of your life. And if you don't do it, you can't move further, okay? And so the 7th house is gonna always be ruled by Libra. It's always gonna be ruled by Venus, because Venus rules Libra and Libra rules the 6th house. Now, no matter what your sign on your 7th house may be, know that Libra and Venus rules the 7th house, because that is the default out of the packaging birth chart settings of the zodiac, okay? Libra rules the 7th house. And now, I always say it, but when I think of the 7th house, when I think of Libra, I always think about the handhold emoji like this. It's the partnership emoji. It is you interacting with others, you extending that olive branch. How you interact with others is the 7th house. When you step out in public, what is the flavor and the atmosphere in which you interact with others? What is it? Does that make sense? So that the sign on the 7th house is going to show me that, and so will the planets will show me the atmosphere and the flavor and your attitude towards you relating to other people and how they relate with you, all right? So with that being said, what happens when we throw the planet of Saturn, that once you learn all these lessons, through and we put it into the 7th house? So first and foremost, you are going to be learning a lot of lessons through other people. You are going to be given a lot of karmic relationships. You're going to find that maybe you date a lot of people who are ultimately not the ones for you. You get a lot of people, you know how they say people come into your life for a reason and a season? You get a lot of people coming into your life for a reason and a season because they're just there for a lesson. People come into your life to show you something about you, or to show you something about life, to show you something about relationships and what you value in relationships, what you don't want, what you do want, what you are worthy of. People, it's every person that you date, that you want to romantically partnerships, even your jobs are going to karmically show you what you deserve, what you need to activate, and what you need to cultivate within your personality so that you walk out a fully realized human being, so that you are successful and that you are happy, okay? And it's gonna be very karmic. Your relationships are going to be very karmic. The people that are in your life, the friends you have, the jobs you have, the partnerships that you have, they're never just willy-nilly, I promise you. Every person, every interaction, and I don't mean the random people that you meet at the bodega or that you meet on the corner store or like going to the subway. I mean like the people that are in your life, that are in your phone book, that you interact with on a daily basis, that you consider friends. These people are going to be karmic for you, okay? They are going to be people that are meant to be in your life, because you find that it's not easy probably for you to make friends. It's not easy for you to cultivate successful partnerships. So the ones that you do, understand that they are there for a reason, karmically. You know, they are implemented in your life for you. They are meant for you. You get what I'm saying? So that is the good side to Saturn in the 7th house, is that you will look around and you will find that maybe you are the type of person that only has a few friends. You have a few acquaintances, but these people are there in your life for life. They are there. They are tried and true people that you trust, and they trust you, and you guys get each other. But this is a placement where there's a lot of karma to be had with other people, and through other people you learn a lot about yourself. If this is you, before I get into the marriage aspect and the Saturn return aspect of what you could be experiencing with this sign, does this sound like you? Can you write down in the comments below? Are you someone that yearns for relationships, and you look out and you see everyone so easily able to mingle with others? Everyone is so friendly, everyone is so open, everyone is just so, you know, you may go to the club and you see everyone's making out, but you're the only one that always just like, and it doesn't have anything to do with your looks. You just find that, wait, like what is it about me that like I can't get into a relationship? What is it? So if this sounds like you, write down in my comments if this sounds like you. And while you're at it, can you write down the sign that you have on your 7th house? Okay, this could also be for my Aquarius's 7th housers and my Capricorn 7th housers, or anyone that has Saturn in the 7th house. Write down in the comments what your sign may be on that 7th house, and I will write back what you could be experiencing with that Saturn return, and with your specific dilemma that you could be going through, and what the universe ultimately wants you to learn. But when it comes to friendships, you will find that you attract a lot of older people, that you get along with older people who are much older and wiser, because you will have an older, wiser approach to you. You are probably going to be someone that takes relationships so seriously and takes yourself seriously and how you present yourself to the world seriously, that the people that are your peers are not going to really vibe with that. They're just going to be like, you know, you're going to be that a little bit because you've got Saturn in the 7th house. You're going to want to be an example for the peers, whereas you would be an underling for you. You get along with people who are older than you because you feel like they just get you. You're on that same wavelength with people who are older. You could be like 10 years ahead of your age. You could be 10, 15 years ahead of your age, and you find that you are working or interacting or mingling or dating older people because you guys get it mentally. You just get it. And you find that the people that are your peers, that you, in your heart of hearts, you want to be able to mingle with them, but you just feel like they're just too immature. You're just like, I can't. Like, you're like, even though I want to be friends, you're just too immature for me. Like, you've got nothing to offer me on a wisdom level. You've got nothing to offer me on an intellectual level, on a life level, on a karmic level. You see, like, for you, it's all about undoing that karma, getting some knowledge, coming out better when you meet the people. You want people to serve that part of you that wants to grow and develop. And so your friends are going to be that for you. Your relationships are going to be that for you. Your marriage is going to be that for you. Your relationships are going to be that for you. Okay, so you will find that with Saturn in the 7th house, you are going to be someone that ultimately will get into a relationship after your Saturn return. After your Saturn return, after you learn the lessons and what you need to learn about yourself, because remember, it takes two to tango, and you cannot just leave it to the universe to put someone in your life. It's something that you are doing. I'm gonna put that out there right now. I know that may sting, I know that may be annoying, but it's something that you are doing. I've seen a lot of people with Saturn in the 7th house, and I have a lot of friends with people who have Saturn in the 7th house. And it's something that they are not learning, that they are not cognizant of, that they do when they're out or don't do when they're out. You know, I have a friend who is so beautiful, like objectively, conventionally beautiful, and he has such a hard time getting into relationships. You would think that he would be the #1 person to be in a relationship, but for some reason, he's not in a relationship. And so I find, just being his friend, that there are certain things that he's doing, even though he wants to be a presence of goodness, even though he is a presence of goodness, there are certain social cues he's not quite getting. And so it's preventing him from being successful in the relationship arena. Understood? Whether it be the type of people you hang out with are not serving the people you ultimately want to be mingling with, whether it be the type of dating style you are in, but you say you want a serious monogamous relationship, but you are playing the field and being a serial dater. How would the public take you seriously if everyone sees you as a serial dater, sees you out having fun, and you're just, you get what I'm saying? It has to kind of be one or the other. You can't play two sides of the fence with this energy. You're gonna have to be very cognizant on what you want. If you say, I want to be an actor, but you are out throwing the newspaper, no, you're gonna have to pick a lane. When it comes to how you interact with the world and the partnerships that you want, you're gonna have to pick a lane. You cannot, this is the learning lesson. You're gonna have to be very cognizant of, where am I putting myself in positions for? Am I putting myself in a position where my actions are aligning with my intentions and with what I say and with what I do? Are all of these things aligning so that the outside world, the outside public, the person sitting across from me when I'm on a date is matching that? They see that. Everything I say, everything I want, everything I intend, if I say I want to have a monogamous relationship, but I sleep with you on the first night and I don't call you the next day, and you see me on Instagram hooking up with other people, what does that tell the person that I just went on a date with? You see what I mean? That is the test of a Saturn in the 7th house, is that you're gonna have to learn to align your actions with your intentions, and so that way there is no confusion around what you actually want. Because if others don't know what you want, because you don't know what you want, and you're putting yourself in a different position or in a different community of people that are not aligned with what you want to be or who you know yourself to be and what you want to attract, it's not going to work. So you're going to have to just learn that lesson of aligning everything, okay? Alignment, alignment, alignment. How can you say you want friends if you don't go out? How can you say you want partnerships if you don't want to ever, when people want to hire you, you don't show up for the job? You see what I mean? That's Saturn in the 7th house. How can you say you want a healthy relationship when you are allowing unhealthy relationships? You are allowing toxic relationships. You are allowing people to come into your lives and do you dirty, but you don't stand up to the person. You don't say, hey, I don't know what your deal is, but I am someone who wants to be taken seriously, and so you're cute and all, but I am not into toxic relationships. I deserve A, I deserve B, I deserve C. And I have found that people with Saturn in the 7th house, they get into these situations with a lot of F boys or F girls who want to have situationships with them. They get into careers where the career doesn't quite want to acknowledge them. Does that make sense? They want to be in partnerships with these people who have Saturn in the 7th house, and they want to take what they can. They want to take the pearls from the person that has the 7th house Saturn, right? But they don't want to acknowledge them. They don't want to give them the title of boyfriend or girlfriend. They don't want to give them the title of CEO, but the person is doing CEO work. The person is doing boyfriend girlfriend work and giving boyfriend girlfriend attention and energy, you know? But when it comes down to it, the person themselves is also going along with it, you know, in the hopes that maybe that job will promote me one day. Maybe the guy I do like that I know is a F-boy and that doesn't want to take me seriously, maybe if I do A, B, and C, maybe he will take me seriously. No, you have to be a force that is like, no, this is what I want, and I am gonna weed out any and everybody until I get the type of relationships that are matching my intention and matching what I deserve. Because if not, you're gonna be dished out a lot of karmic lessons. You may end up with someone older, you know, you may end up with someone older, and you may be older, and this person will teach you a lot of things once you finally do get in partnerships, but it's gonna, I'm telling you, between that age of 28 and 25, you may find that you quit your job. You may find that you're no longer in a job because that job was just not acknowledging you in the proper way anymore. That job was not giving you the credit that you deserve. That job was not living up to your potential. It wasn't giving you what you deserve. You know, maybe you were helping that job be great, but was that job helping you be great? Was that job fostering an atmosphere of growth for you? You know, and you're gonna find in your Saturn return, I've seen people with Saturn in the 7th house, every relationship they had prior to that Saturn return, it's very rare that the people that they were talking to before and the friendship groups they had before are the same friendships that they have post 30. Post 30 years old, I promise you, because their mind is gonna say enough is enough. I am done with people taking the goodness of me and using it for their betterment, but it's not equal. See, Libra rules the 7th house, and Libra wants equality. It wants equality. So you are learning how to find and search for and fight for equality within relationships. You know, you're gonna want reciprocity. You're gonna find that you get into a lot of unrequited love or unrequited relationships where you love the person but they just don't see you like that. You love the job and you're doing all these great things for the job, but the job don't F with you like that. They like you enough to keep you on the payroll. They don't mess with you like that. And you're gonna have to find a way to say, okay, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. Like, I am going to go and cultivate better relationships that are equal, that are an equal exchange, an equal give and take, you know, and that are also aligned with who I want to be and who I want to attract. And you will find that in your Saturn return. So I really do hope that this video gave you some clarity and some inspiration. I really want you to stand up for yourself. And I don't mean stand up for yourself in the way of fighting people. I mean stand up for yourself in the way of weeding out what you deserve and what you don't. You know, stop tolerating people and relationships that are less than what you deserve, that are less than what you know yourself to be. You know, if something is holding you back, if a relationship is holding you back, if a job is holding you back, if a career is holding you back, if someone's trying to give you 10 while you give them 100, stand up for yourself. Say, I deserve better than this. I deserve more than this. And the quicker you do this, the quicker you will attract the love of your life that will see you and cherish you and give you all that you deserve, okay? But it's good. This is you're learning lessons when it comes to you and others and the public. You are, and you're learning how you fit in the equation with other people. How do you interact with other people? Is there something you're doing or not doing that you need to do when it comes to other people that you refuse to do? Usually it's that thing that you refuse to do that if you do it within your Saturn return, that's the lesson. Maybe you don't stand up for yourself. Maybe you don't say what needs to be said in relationships. Maybe you do, you know, maybe you, and it could vary for everyone. So take this as a grain of salt, take this as like, you know, a blanket statement, but it's that very thing that you are not doing, that if you do it, that's the thing, because that's what we are here to cultivate as a part of our personality when it comes to the Saturn return, okay? So I really do hope that this video gave you some clarity. If you would like for me to inspire you and break down another placement within your birth chart, can you write down in the comments below a different placement that has nothing to do with Saturn in the 7th house? Write it down below what you want me to cover, and I'll put that in the queue as a part of some videos that I can get out for you guys, okay? But know that I'm rooting for you. Know that you deserve the best in relationships. Fight for the best in your relationships because you deserve them. Do not let people walk all over you. And yeah, I love y'all. Have a good one. Bye.